Scene 1. A glance that changed everything. Lucknow, 1955. Courtyard filled with wedding music. In 1955, in the heart of old Lucknow, there was a wedding, colorful, loud, full of life. In that crowd, a young man stood quietly near the neem tree, wearing a simple kurta. His name was Rajveer, just 21. Bookish, quiet, respectful, someone who always walked the straight path. Then he saw her, Saraswati. She wasn't trying to stand out, just helping an old aunt fix her dupatta. But to Rajveer, the world blurred around her. That one smile, that one glance, and everything inside him changed. He didn't speak to her that day, but when he went home, he couldn't stop thinking about her. He wrote a letter. Scene 2. Letters across time. Narration over soft instrumental music. Back then, love didn't start with texts or selfies. It started with ink and paper. Rajveer found her family address through his cousin and sent a polite, careful letter. Dear Saraswati ji, you don't know me, but I saw you at the wedding. I hope I'm not being too bold, but I would like to know you. She didn't reply for 3 weeks. Then, one day, an envelope came, cream-colored, with a soft perfume. She wrote, "It is unusual, but something about your words seems honest." From that day, they began writing every month, then every week. Words turned into poetry. Strangers became friends. Friends became more. In her 4th letter, she wrote, and Rajveer knew he had to neem tree, back at the same place 1 year later. In 1957, under the same neem tree where he had first seen her, Rajveer stood with trembling hands. Saraswati, he said, I can't offer you a rich life, but I can offer honesty, love, and tea every morning for the rest of our days. She smiled, the same soft smile from the wedding, and said, only if you promise to keep writing me letters, even when we live together. They were married in a quiet, traditional ceremony. No grand hall, no orchestra, just blessings, family, and the beginning of a new journey. Scene 4. The life they built. Simple home, small kitchen, sewing machine in the corner. They moved into a small house in Lucknow. He became a school teacher. She opened a little tailoring business from home. They didn't have much money, but they had music, books, and each other. Every morning, Rajveer made tea. Every evening, Saraswati stitched clothes while he read her poetry. Sometimes Ghalib, sometimes Tagore, sometimes his own. They faced hardships, illness, debt, the loss of a child. But through it all, they never stopped talking, never stopped holding hands. Scene 5. The quiet joys. Flash forward to the 1980s, older but still laughing. Years passed. Children grew up. Grandchildren arrived. Sundays were for radio songs and board games. Rajveer loved Kishore Kumar. Saraswati pretended to be annoyed, but she remembered every line. On their 25th wedding anniversary, he stood up in front of the family, cleared his throat, and sang her favorite song. Off-key. Horribly off-key. But she cried, not because of the song, but because of the love in it. Scene 6. The letters return. Present day, 80s attic, old trunk. One rainy afternoon, Saraswati opened an old trunk while cleaning. Inside, bundles of letters tied with red thread. Their first letters, yellowed with age, but still full of heart. She brought them downstairs. Rajveer picked up the first one, now shaky with age, and read aloud. Dear Saraswati, you don't know me yet, but I hope one day you will. They both smiled. He said, I still feel like that boy under the neem tree. She replied, and I still feel like the girl fixing her sari, wondering who's staring at her. Scene 7, forever, evening, garden bench, holding hands. Now every evening, Nana and Nani sit together outside, under the same neem tree, now older and heavier with memories. They watch the sunset, sip tea, and talk. just like they did 60 years ago. Sometimes they sit in silence, but their silence speaks more than words. Rajveer says, I never imagined we'd grow old like this. Saraswati replies, I did. He laughs, still the smart one. She nudges him playfully, and still the romantic. As the sun fades, he whispers, even after all these years, I'd still choose you. She leans in and says, and I'd still say yes.